Good morning, Cullman. Thank you for joining us on Cullman Today. I'm your host, Christine Wiggins, and today is Thursday, July 10th. Coming up on Cullman Today, Smith Lake Resort Bill sparks questions and clears path for development. Wallace State receives $2.5 million for renovation and construction projects, and Kevin Everett announces candidacy for Cullman County Sheriff. All of this plus sports, weather, and more. Now let's take a closer look at the top stories happening in Cullman today. A new law is stirring debate across Cullman County, and at the center of it is a proposed resort on Smith Lake. Senate Bill 322, now signed into law, allows large developments like destination resorts to be annexed into the city of Cullman even if they don't touch city limits. It also allows the creation of special districts that can levy taxes, issue bonds, and fund infrastructure, all without a public vote. Developer Jeff Tolbert says the bill enables his resort project, a proposed Italian-style hotel, along with golf courses, homes, and an airstrip, to move forward through annexation into the city of Cullman and the formation of a Community Development District, or CDD. The Cullman County Commission opposed the plan, but the Cullman City Council hasn't taken any action yet. State Senator Garland Gudger says the law doesn't apply to any properties beyond what the developer owns or controls. It also explicitly bans gaming or casino operations. Under SB 322, infrastructure would be privately funded through the CDD, then turned over to the public. Elections for the CDD board would be required once 100 residents live in the district. Gudger and Talbert both say this bill was written solely for the Smith Lake project and does not apply to other areas or future developments without new legislation. For now, annexation still requires a formal application to the Cullman Planning Commission, and that step hasn't happened yet. Wallace State Community College recently announced it is the recipient of $2.5 million from the state legislature that will help pay for renovations to 2 buildings and assist with construction of another. A portion of the monies will cover renovations to the Student Center and the Wellness Center, both more than 30 years old and heavily used by Wallace State students and the community. Funds will also be used to aid in the construction of a new advanced machining and manufacturing building. Wallace State President Dr. Vicki Karlowicz expressed her gratitude to the Alabama legislature and Senator Gudger for securing these funds that will help the college refresh and modernize its facilities. Kevin Everett has announced his candidacy for Cullman County Sheriff. According to his announcement, Everett has extensive experience in law enforcement for well over a decade and holds a Master Peace Officer license in the state of Texas. He started his career as a reserve deputy in Cullman County in the 90s and says he's been a public servant from his youth. From a reserve unit, then active duty in the Army, to a law enforcement career including SWAT team, K-9 handler and trainer, narcotics work, and patrol sergeant, to name a few, Everett says his leadership has never wavered from taking care of those under his supervision and as an advisor to those in positions higher when needed. He says that God is pushing him forward to accomplish first and foremost His will and to serve the people of Cullman County by bettering the foundation Sheriff Gentry has already established. The Cullman County Sheriff's race will be part of the primary election held May 19th in 2026, with the general election slated for November 3rd, 2026. Cullman County Sheriff Matt Gentry will remain in office until January 2027. And those are the top stories in Cullman today. Coming up, Auburn and Alabama to compete in Ballin and Boutwell. Sports is next. Welcome back. Auburn and Alabama will both compete in this year's Ballin and Boutwell exhibition games at Birmingham's Boutwell Auditorium in October. The Tigers will tune up for the season with a preseason game against Oklahoma State on Wednesday, October 15th at 7 p.m., and Alabama will face Florida State at 7 p.m. Thursday, October 16th. This October will be the first time the Auburn men's basketball team takes the court as a Nike school with new Nike jerseys and equipment. Under Bruce Pearl, Auburn has played 5 games in Birmingham, most recently last season's 87-69 win over Purdue at Legacy Arena. Ballin and Boutwell will feature both men's and women's games and showcase 4 in-state programs, including Auburn, Alabama, Samford, and Alabama A&M. Florida State finished last season with a 17-15 record and an 8-12 record in the ACC, and head coach Luke Lukes enters his first season as head coach of the Seminoles. Alabama is 8-8 all-time against Florida State and last met in the 2009 Old Spice Classic. The Tide's roster returns 5 letter winners from last year's Elite 8 team led by SEC All-Freshman Team honoree LeBron Fillon. The Tide also welcomes the number 5 overall signing class in the country with 4 incoming freshmen and 4 transfers. Auburn Associate Head Coach Stephen Pearl said that this might be the best basketball state in the country collectively when you look at the strength of the programs in the state, noting the 9 combined SEC championships won by Auburn and Alabama since 2018. And that wraps up sports for today. After the break, Cullman hosts the 131st Annual Courthouse Singing Convention. Cold Springs High School Band fundraises on July 4th, a farmers market wine dinner at Jubilee, and the Cullman Tribune Pet of the Week. Welcome back. Now it's time to speed things up with a news rundown. 4 stories in under 4 minutes. This Saturday and Sunday, July 12th and 13th, Cullman will host a uniquely Alabama tradition, the 131st Annual Courthouse Singing Convention. Held in the second-floor district courtroom at the Cullman County Courthouse, the event draws singers from across the country and even overseas. It's the last regularly scheduled courthouse singing convention in the nation, a tradition dating back to 1893. Singers perform 4-part vocal harmonies without instruments, using a distinctive shape note system, also known as sacred harp or fa sol la singing. Attendees sit in a square by vocal part, and anyone can take a turn leading a song. Newcomers are welcome, even those with no experience. A free fa sol la singing school will be held Friday night from 5 to 7 at Mount Olive at Providence Primitive Baptist Church in Vinemont. Singing will start at 9:30 Saturday and Sunday with a potluck lunch on Saturday. Bring your 1991 Denson book if you have one, or loaner books are available, or just come to listen. The Cold Springs High School Royal Blue Band held a shrimp and crawfish boil to raise funds at Johnny's Barber Shop in Dodge City on July 4th. Tickets granted people 2 pounds of either fresh shrimp or crawfish, along with sausages, potatoes, and corn. All proceeds went to the band. John Kilgore, president of the Band Booster Club, said this type of fundraiser was a first for them, but that they were having fun in the sun and were trying to save people from having to cook on the holiday. The Royal Blue Band has a second fundraiser, selling giant head cutouts on sticks, which are held high at sports events, competition, and school events. They can be ordered for $25 from a band member or booster, or at bighead.rbb@gmail.com with the subject line Big Head. The deadline to order and the first delivery is July 21st. Jubilee Coffee and Wine Bar is bringing the farmers market to the table, literally. Farmers Market Wine Dinner, a celebration of the farmers who nourish the community, will have patrons enjoying fresh, seasonal dishes made with locally grown ingredients and prepared by Jubilee's Chef Becky, and delicious wines thoughtfully paired by a sommelier. Watch the Jubilee Coffee and Wine Bar Facebook page for tickets to go on sale for the July 21st dinner. Wine Club members will receive early access to reserve a spot for the Farmers Market Wine Dinner event before the ticket sales open to the public. Say hello to Evie, a 4-month-old domestic short-hair kitten with a whole lot of personality packed into his tiny frame. He's the Cullman Tribune Pet of the Week. Evie isn't just sweet, he's pure sunshine wrapped in soft fur. He's got a playful streak a mile wide and approaches every moment like it's the next big adventure. His love for companionship shines through in everything he does, making him a top-tier candidate for anyone looking for a therapy or companion cat. At just 4 months old, Evie is already stealing hearts. Now all he needs is a forever home where he can return the favor. His adoption fee is $100, which includes neutering, vaccines, microchip, wormer, and a general vet exam. Visit the shelter at 935 Convent Road Northeast. It's open Monday through Friday from 9 to 3:30 p.m. If Evie is scooped up before you get a chance to meet him, don't worry. He has plenty of furry friends waiting at the shelter who would love to meet you too. Go find your forever friend today. Contact the Cullman County Animal Shelter at 256-734-5448 or Cullman Animal Shelter at co.cullman.al.us. And that's your 4 stories in under 4 minutes. Now for a quick break before we look at your weather ahead and pay our respects with obituaries. I'll be right back after this message. Let's take a moment to pause and remember those who lost their lives this week. Funeral services for George Allen White, 56 of Addison, will be at 3 p.m. Saturday, July 12th at Sardis No. 2 Baptist Church, with interment in House Family Cemetery. The body will lie in state from 1 to 3 p.m. at the church. Donald Theo Waldrop, 84, of the Blair community, passed away July 8th. Funeral services will be at 11 a.m. Saturday, July 12th at Cullman Funeral Home Chapel, with its interment in Bethel Baptist Cemetery. The family will receive friends from 10 to 11 a.m. before the service. Visitation will be Friday evening from 5:30 to 8 p.m. at the funeral home. Reba Miller, age 81, of Hanceville, passed away peacefully at home on July 9th. Funeral service will be at 2 p.m. on Friday, July 11th at Cullman Heritage Funeral Home, with burial at Cullman City Cemetery. Visitation will be from 12 to 2 p.m. on Friday, July 11th at Cullman Heritage Funeral Home. Our thoughts and prayers go out to their friends and families. Now let's take a look at your weather forecast. We'll have partly sunny skies for today with a 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon with a high near 86. Tonight will be partly cloudy with a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms and a low around 69. Friday, partly sunny with a high near 88 and a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Friday night, partly cloudy with a low around 69 and a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms. That wraps up today's edition of Cullman Today. Thank you for sharing your morning with us. And remember to stay connected by following us on social media and visiting CullmanTribune.com for the latest from our community. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. I'm Christine Wiggins with Cullman Today. Have a wonderful day, Cullman.